questions, and I need you to help answer them. But I also want to show you what my year ahead looks like. So I guess my first question is, do I do a video on my questions, or do I do a video showing you what my year is going to look like? You know what? We're going to do a lot of videos. More videos than we have ever done on this channel before. So hang on to your seats. Them questions are coming your way. Maybe you can help me answer them. You know, maybe. So I think that we'll start off with what my year is looking like so far. I know it's going to be a fabulous year because I have these grandiose plans going on inside of my mind. My wheels are firing on all cylinders, and these are some of the books that I had, picked out for Christmas, and Santa delivered. So let's get into these books, and then once we complete that, then I guess I can move forward into another video of the questions that I have. And I think they're good questions going into 2025. Maybe you could help me get some sort of clarification or steer me into a different direction other than I need guidance. I need a little bit of help from you guys. All right, so let's get into these books. I saw this book on TikTok, and I was, liking what I saw. I was digging this individual, and, his cookbook got me curious. So I decided that I was going to pre-order it, and I did. I waited forever for it, and it finally arrived the last day of December. So this is Benji Xavier. Did I say that right? Xavier. And this is the Rebel Diet. And this is all of the foods that he ate to help him lose a substantial amount of weight. And we have some good kind of things going on within this book. I don't want to give the jig up. I don't want to say too much because, He obviously wants you to buy his book, so I don't want to just put that out there. Okay, so good things coming your way. The next book I put on my list for Santa to bring me was Good Energy, and this is by Casey Means, MD. And guess what? I have always been drawn towards energy, not necessarily a workout regime. I don't like monotonous. It's not for me. But I do like to change it up, and I do like to do fun, silly things like roller skate, hula hoop. Although I've lost my knack for that, maybe I can get it back, bicycle riding. I like to change it up. I like to do different things. So I asked Santa Claus for this book because to me, this book is more than health and nutrition. It is a vibe. It's an energy that I am getting towards this book. And to help me, I've kind of lost my way. I'm like wayward, and I need to find my roots, and I need to find myself again. I'm not actually feeling my best, so I'm drawn to these kind of books. And not gonna lie, I don't write in my books. I like to keep them pristine. But these type of books, I treat them as textbooks, and I will mark the ever loving heck out of this thing, and I will be loving every single moment of every single pen stroke. Like Zorro, the gay blade, that's what I am going to be, just marking this thing up all to the high heavens and loving every minute of it. So for those of you who don't know what this book is about, let me just tell you a little bit about it really quick. Good Energy is a life-changing book full of accessible science and practical strategies for metabolically healthy living and blood sugar control. Dr. Means' book is unique in connecting the dots on diverse aspects of health, from the cellular level to the spiritual, and from soil biodiversity to health care incentives. Sarah Gottfried, MD, author of the New York Times bestselling The Hormone Cure. So I do have a thyroid condition like so many of you out there, and I have never really addressed it. I just take my medicine, and that's about the extent of it. But this year I'm actually starting to investigate what foods are actually harming me, what foods are actually helping me, and maybe I can answer some of my own questions. So, okay. I'm excited about that book, I'm not going to lie. The next book that I asked Santa for was, guess, The Taming of the Shrew. Would you have guessed that? Would you saw that coming? Me, little old me, wanting this. I am not literary. I do not know a single thing about literature other than we had to read it in ninth grade, which was many, many moons ago, and I didn't dig it. It wasn't like, it didn't float my boat. But now, as a mature adult who is open-minded and open to many new experiences, I felt the need to ask Santa for this. Maybe I'm going to learn a thing or two. So, we are going to do this. And I have to say, not too long ago, I went to a little cafe with my husband. We have always wanted to go there. We just never made the time to do that. Well, recently we finally did, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. The cafe was called the Burnt Norton, and I had such a lovely experience there that I decided I was going to make a move, and I have a permanent member of the library coming via the mail, and he was, he wasn't that expensive, but he was a little bit expensive, and he is tacky, and he is gaudy, and he is atrocious, but I love him. And I'm going to clear a spot somewhere in this area to place him, and he is going to have permanent residence there. He brings me happiness and joy, and he puts a smile on my face, and I'm not going to tell you who he is, but there will be clues. He should arrive somewhere between February 16th and March 6th. So keep your eyes peeled for someone that I am absolutely in love with. I don't think you're going to guess it. Okay, on with the books. The next book that I asked Santa for is actually not even a book. And you know what? I just hate that. I hate that so much. With their careless box cutters. So, my husband bought me this. And I have just noticed this now. It's ripped. It's ripped. That's awful. That's an awful, awful thing. Should I tape it? Questions. Should I tape this and accept imperfection, or should I have him return this, or myself return this for a better conditioned magazine? These things are $20. And if they're going to be careless with their box cutters, I don't think that I should have to reap the seeds that they sow. I think I should have a better one. I'm probably going to. ask for a different copy of this. But anyways, let's move past that. A fit and healthy brain. Keep your brain sharp and active. Discover how easy it is. Protect yourself from stress. 5 smart choices that help keep dementia at bay. 1 simple exercise to make headaches history, and 9 tips to improve your memory. Now, luckily, I am not one who suffers from headaches, but my son gets awful headaches where he has to, sit in the dark because the slightest bit of light just is not his friend. So maybe I can help him out in reading this magazine. And you know what? I just live for these kind of magazines. I am always reading, but I'm not always reading a book. Sometimes I'm reading a magazine. So you know what? TikTok is back, but I don't care because I am not out there strolling and enjoying in the social media. I have distanced myself from news and newspapers and other people's business years and years and years ago. And although I did enjoy a good TikTok, I had made a decision about a month and a half ago to kind of let that just fall off by the wayside. So I'm no longer doing Instagram. I'm no longer doing TikTok because instead of me doing mindless scrolling, I would rather be learning a new word every day or investing that time a little bit more wisely. And if you are a TikTok scroller, which my whole family is and many of my friends are, I say you do you. Have a ball. Live your best life. I am just saying, for me, it's not feeling authentic to, who I am or who I wish to become. I'm getting older every day, and I'm working towards a goal of being an awesome old lady. And I don't know if TikTok is going to help me get there. But you know what? It is good to keep me young and give me a laugh. So I will say that much for it. All right. Another book that I asked for, and these books are like relatively cheap at my Barnes and Nobles. So I did ask, Santa, I was, could you hook a girl up? I'm trying to nonchalantly peel the sticker off as I talk to you. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm up to no good? Okay. Okay. Moving along nicely now. Anti-inflammatory guide. Now, I do have a thyroid condition, and the further I investigate this, the further I realize that there are certain foods out there that don't agree with my thyroid and actually inflame it. So I thought that this book would help me to help my thyroid and get it in a better state. I definitely have thyroid hair. I'm not tired. I never am tired. I have energy through the roof, but that could be because of my diet. But the diet is falling by the wayside, so we got to get back to, business here. But I do have a great deal of energy. I'm not one to sit around. But I love something about nutrition. And just bettering myself, feeling better, because if I feel good, then maybe I can make you feel good. And it doesn't have to be diet related, just, a giggle here or there, because I'm just, feeling my element. I'm feeling myself. Okay, so the next book that I absolutely chose was Reader's Digest, Foods That Harm, Foods That Heal, What to Eat to Beat Disease and Live Longer. So yes, I did ask for this. These books are really cheap at Barnes & Noble, so I figured Santa might deliver, Again, I just might mark the heck out of this. Highlight it, I should say. I love to learn about food. I love to learn about nutrition. And then I love to apply that knowledge to myself and just see how they're making me feel. I once Actually, and many of you are going to disagree with me, but I once actually believed that an apple and peanut butter was like the perfect breakfast for me. I really enjoyed it with my cup of coffee, all those flavors together. It was a Granny Smith apple, actually. There's so many different varieties of apples out there, but I discovered that the Granny Smith, good old, reliable Granny Smith, which was a little sour, a little bit tangy, and then that salty, creamy peanut butter, and then the smoothness of the coffee. It was just like heaven to me, but I don't really do that anymore, so maybe I'll get back to that. The last book that I asked a Santa Claus for in this little haul was Shakespeare Every Day of the Year. You know what? I said that I wasn't very literary, but I'm going to be in 2025. I'm going to be my best me. I'm going to be laughing and funny and humorous and entertainable and entertaining and intelligent and healthy and strong and all of the things. And you know what? I'm going to have my best year ever. I hope whatever you're doing, you are putting forth in motion things that bring you happiness and make you feel great about being you, because you know what? You are absolutely dynamite. You are. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay, so now is the time where I usually tell you that I love you, which that's no lie. I absolutely do. And then I would tell you not to let those bad days win. And Lord knows we do not want that to happen. You are stronger than those bad days. But I've decided that we're going to change it up in 2025 and we're going to do something different. And I should say that really briefly. When I was on a running team, we once got a coach and she started each run session with an affirmation. And let me tell you, I was living for it. When things got hard, like mile 4 or 5, I would just think about what she told me, and then that would get me through the rest of the run. But then guess what? She stopped looking up affirmations and she started repeating herself, and she lost her zeal and her zest for it, and it no longer held any weight, and I became really disappointed in that. So my point is, I did love having an affirmation, and you know what? I decided that that's what I was going to do. Each time I ended a video, I would tell you a different affirmation. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to implement that starting today. Let me give you your first one, okay? I have it written down because one of the things I am starting to do in 2025 is journal. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm taking it for a test drive, seeing how I feel about it. So far, I'm consistent with it and looking forward to doing it every day. So you learn something new every day. The affirmation I am going to leave you with today is, what are you afraid of losing when nothing in the world actually belongs to you anyway? So there you go. And now I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can see your lovely face. Okay, so now I am going to tell you that I love you. Be well, be good, and don't let those bad days win.